Daily Update. I hope you are doing great today. In today's BTC Daily Update, as usual, we will be analyzing the BTC Daily time frame, 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, and we will be looking at the weekly time frame as well. So stick around to the end of the video because things will get very, very interesting. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot if you can help the channel grow. With that being said, let's jump straight into the charts and let's start with BTC Daily time frame. If I'm not mistaken, last time I updated, I think it was like 2 days ago, so it was around Monday or Sunday, or maybe Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, I think. And I told you basically that, yeah, I even tweeted on X saying that this is not a place where you should be scared. This is not a place where you should be bearish. You are at support. You just tap the lows. It's a bullish place to be at. It's not a bearish place to be at. And I also told you that there's a huge CME gap left. So we filled the previous CME gap that was here. This one is already filled. And then there's this one that is here. And as you can see, I told you that most likely over the next couple of, 4 to 5 days since that Tuesday BTC Daily Update, that most likely we are going to fill that gap. We are heading towards that gap to fill it. So, and right now we're in it already. We're starting to go towards it. I think we need to BTC needs to move up at least 6% more to fill this gap completely. But I mean, final destination, I'm not gonna say final, but a destination that filling that gap is definitely within the destination that BTC is heading to on the daily time frame. It could go more than that, by the way, just to give you a heads up. The reason being is because the daily indicators just flipped. Well, it depends on today's candle close, but if this stochastic RSI on the daily crosses above 20, then BTC just gave us a daily uptrend, confirmation of a daily uptrend, basically. So the daily time frame has flipped bullish when that happens. Now, keep in mind one thing, and bear with me here. Bullish doesn't mean this. This does not translate to bullish. Bullish can mean this, of course. It can mean this. But bullish also can mean something that looks like this. This is also bullish. So with that being said, this small retracement, if it happens or not, will depend on the lower time frame. For me though, the general destination of the daily time frame, at least, especially if we can get daily confirmed closes, is at least till this area. At least. Okay, and this area is the area that basically has the CME gap, basically. So minimum here, but it could go much higher depending on the daily time frame. So as long as we're not reaching that high end of the stochastic, this has a lot of room for upside still. So things looking good on the daily time frame. But again, just please keep in mind that daily doesn't mean a straight line to the moon. Daily has retracement, and we can experience a retracement maybe towards this area before heading up. Okay, we can. It's all in the cards. Just to give you an example of what a bullish daily looks like. Well, this is not really bullish in structure, but it is bullish in nature. So as you can see here, we got a bullish cross on the daily time frame on the stochastic, and we moved up. We reached the high end. We didn't really move. We consolidated. We had another bearish drop, and then we moved. But basically, the final destination was up no matter what. So whether you bought here or here, the final destination was always bullish, or was always profitable on the daily after you got that bullish sign. So that's the same. That will be the same case here. So either we're gonna get a retracement and up, or we're just gonna keep pushing up. We'll have to wait and see on the upcoming days. Obviously, the more data that comes in, the clearer the picture. But generally speaking, I think the daily is up. It's not down. Okay. Now, 4-hour time frame. Last time I left off with you guys, I told you that the 4-hour is bullish, but I believe that over the 4-hour time frame, we can head towards that 57 to 58K region, but just expect a very choppy type of situation before heading up. If I remember correctly, I was analyzing the 1-hour time frame on last BTC Daily Update, and I told you that even though the 1-hour was bullish, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, we were here. Yeah, this is where we were. So this is exactly where we are, I think. Yeah. So I told you guys, even though the 1-hour is bullish, this doesn't mean that we're gonna go to 59K or 60K on that same day. I told you I think we're gonna chop a little bit on the bottom of the range before heading up, and that's what we did exactly. So we did a nice chop here. We went to 55, and then we dropped all the way down to 52, and then we went to 56, and then we went to 54, and then we started to finally move towards the upside. So 4-hour time frame did its job. It took us to where we should have been. Right now, the 4-hour time frame is in an overbought area, so this is not a real place to be longing at, even though there's a high chance that we're going to go fill that gap over the next couple of days. It is not a long on the 4-hour, this area. On the contrary, this is most likely at least a short scalp area. Reason being is obviously we are at the supply and demand zone. We are at that psychological level, which is that 60K area, and we are overbought on the stochastic RSI as well. So this is not an area to be longing. I personally believe, and I think that there should be a retracement on the 4-hour, which translates to the next 24 to 48 hours. So in the next 24 to 48 hours, we should have some type of retracement, and that retracement, I mean, it should be, if it's a bullish one, it should be a minor retracement. So something, let's say, something like a small 1K or 1.5K dip from where we are right now. That will be, a minor retracement on the 4-hour, a bullish one. Any more than that, and let's say if we head towards 57,600, I mean, it is still bullish structurally. It's still bullish because you are retesting previous resistance and support. But I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Like a 1K to 1.5K drop, I think is more than enough for a bullish retracement on the 4-hour. Lose the EMAs and lose this previous low right here, and things get nasty very quickly. So just to give you an idea, on the 4-hour, which translates to the next 24 to 48 hours, if we start to see BTC losing this area, which is right here on the 4-hour time frame, then most likely this is going to sweep this, meaning this is probably going to go towards 53K, around that area. If we lose this small orange box right here, okay, so just to show you here. So if we do lose this area, okay, this is just probably heading towards this area, okay, and again, on the daily, this still will be a bullish move. And on the daily, if you zoom out, it will be just a drop for a continuation to the upside. Something similar to what happened here, all right? But we have to wait for the data on the 4-hour. So the more candles that we get, the more information we get. Obviously, consolidation is not a friend of us. We need, successive candles that are higher in price than the previous ones. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But personally, I think there should be a retracement. It's either going to be a minor one, or something that looks like this and then continuation to the upside, or a major one, something like this into the upside, or a severe one, which will be basically something like this. Okay, so 3 scenarios, A, B, C. Regardless, the direction should be down for the 4-hour time frame, but the data will tell us where the down stops with the indicators as well, right? So that's for the 4-hour time frame. And 1 hour is the same thing, by the way. The 1 hour is overbought, and I think a retracement at least towards the 1 hour EMAs is very, very likely. So like I said, a 1 to 1.5K retracement on the 1 hour and on the 4 hour is very, very likely in these upcoming 24 to 48 hours, okay? One quick note before I jump into the weekly time frame. I had some comments on X and on some messages by people on DM saying that people really they just want to know an exact scenario. So like just one. So basically they just want me to say, okay, BTC is going to do this and exactly this. Unfortunately, I cannot do that. No one can do that. Everybody who does this in the space is just a bullshit person. That's it. I can give you directions for sure. I mean, many credible traders who long and short give directions for people. So either it's up or down, and that's the most important thing in a trade, basically up or down, right? Unfortunately, the levels where the up and down will stop at is very hard to determine, but we can use supply and demand zones, we can use experience, we can use the strength of the indicator. So basically, when your indicator is done with the bearish downtrend and you see BTC still here consolidating, then that's it. That's the, you know, that's the bottom on that drop on that time frame. But unless you see those, and unless you keep your eyes on the chart all the time, you're not going to be able to just pinpoint the exact movement of BTC over the next, 24 to 48 hours, just like that. You need to be constantly monitoring the charts, constantly monitoring the 4-hour candles, the candle closes, the indicators themselves. Are you noticing any divergences, bullish or bearish ones? And then the more you look and the more you check out these things, the more likely that you're going to be able to predict the market as it is. So quick example, so before I go to the weekly time frame, I took a trade. You can see it on X. It was basically a long from around this area, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, around the 56.9k region. So I think I took it here, somewhere around that area. And I took the long from there to around 58 and a half. So like a 1k long. All right. I made like 60%. My indicators told me the direction. So my indicators told me the direction that it's up. So I longed. But why did I close my trade at 58.5? Why not leave it towards 60k? The reason being is that indicators can give you a direction, but they cannot give you a price level. And since 58k for me was an area of, resistance, I decided to close the trade, and it was more than enough. So it was a previous supply and demand zone, as you can see here. So I decided to close the trade, and it was more than enough for me. Have I made more than that? Could have I made like let's say 40-50% extra? Maybe. But as a trader, I don't take chances. I just follow the game plan. I just follow what I see, and I study the charts, and I just take profit on resistance or support depending on my trade. So just wanted to clear that out, because I know there's a lot of people watching my videos all of the time. And again, if you have questions, you just can ask me. Now, weekly time frame is very, very important. Weekly, no change in my personal opinion. And I told you this, guys, when people were screaming around 49 saying that we're going to probably lose this and bear market this and bear market that. I told you, for me, what I want is I want a weekly close above the bottom of the channel for this week. Wherever it is, it doesn't really matter. Just above the, bullish is better, obviously. Something like this is extremely good. Even something higher than that is even better. But the most important close for me will be the following week, because as I said earlier in my last BTC Daily Update video, if we get a stochastic bullish cross here on the weekly, so basically a bounce on the 20 level, and I think I explained it pretty well in the previous BTC video. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. But basically, if you get that bounce, that's super great. That's really, really great. That just basically puts us in a weekly bullish mood, which translates to 4 to 8 weeks of bullish upside. And hopefully that bullish upside will take us above the previous highs and break the all-time high. But we need to wait. This weekly close will be important, but not as important as next week's weekly close. And that is it for today's BTC Daily Update, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot if you can help the channel grow. And I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.